According to martinrichard.com, 1 out of every 8 black men in their 20s is in jail. And 1 out of every 3 black males born today is expected to go to jail. In the Riverside area, where I grew up and went to high school, that figure unfortunately is ever rising. And to think I could have been a part of that statistic. Just before I started high school, I heard about the AVID program from my younger sister. She had been in the program for a year, and she said that she really enjoyed taking the class. And she also advised me to do so as well. But I was the type of person that didn't think too much about my future. I didn't care if I made it or not. I wasn't focused on the future. My thoughts were on the here and now. But my sister said that she thought I could do it. And so I joined AVID. On the very first day of my AVID class, Mr. Peoples, a counselor at Moreno Valley High, came into the class and announced that there were too many students in the class. He said, if anyone doesn't think that AVID is right for them and would consider not being in the program or would like to go to a different period, please follow me. He then said, we need at least 5 students. I sat for a moment, indecisive about the matter. I wondered if the program was right for me. As I prepared myself to walk out the door, he said to me, no, we have enough people. You can stay in the class. I often think that if I had left the class that day, my life would have very well been very different from the way it is now. As a freshman, though, my first semester GPA was less than perfect. It was a 0.833. That amounted to 3 Fs, 1 D, and 2 Cs. And to be honest, at the time, I really didn't care too much about it. The sad part was, I went to class every single day. But when I went, I just didn't do my work. Some days I would go in knowing that I had an exam. I would take the paper, write my name on it, and return it back to the teacher. It wasn't that I was a bad kid. I just didn't want to do my work. But that winter, I received a phone call that would change my life forever. My mom called me into a room and said, D'Angelo, I'm on the phone with Mr. Stokes concerning you staying in AVID. If you want to stay in AVID, you're going to be on probation. Then she said, now, D'Angelo, do you think you can do it? With tears in my eyes, I said, yes. Why I had tears in my eyes was beyond me, but I did. So she said, okay, Mr. Stokes, he's going to try it out again. He explained to my mom what I needed to do to stay in the program, and that was that. The beginning of the new semester, I was transferred into Mr. Stokes' freshman AVID class. That semester, with the help of my parents and Mr. Stokes, my white father, I was able to pull my grades up to a 2.5. I attribute my success to Mr. Stokes, who called my house and put me on probation. I was so happy and proud of myself. I could have danced around the entire school. And guys, that's a big school. I would have been dancing a lot. But the glory was short-lived. My sophomore year, my grades dropped back down to a 1.3. Miss Snell, my AVID teacher at the time, really chewed me out. If you ever want to hear real, unadulterated advice, talk to her. She said, you're smarter than that. You need to do better than you're doing. I listened, and I took her advice. I brought every single one of my books home every day, and I stayed after school for tutoring every day. I was determined to get good grades. And my dad, who was ever vigilant, asked me one day, why are you taking all your books home? I said, because I need good grades. So he and my mother began to dedicate a lot of time and effort to my success. At times, they would look cross-eyed at my geometry book in their efforts, but they still tried. With all the support that I had around me at home and at school, I had no more excuses. And because of my relentless efforts and those of my parents and teachers like Ms. Snell and Mr. Stokes, in my sophomore year, I received a 4.167 grade point average. Thank you. And I really like to put in, I had the 167 in there. I was so happy. Again, it was a dancing moment, but I refrained from doing it, big school again. And I haven't fallen below a 3.0 since, even in college. As I matriculated through high school and into college, I took some of the same principles that AVID taught me and I applied them to my college life. When I got to college, I said to myself, okay, you have got to stop taking Cornell notes. That's high school stuff. But every time I tried, I couldn't do them any other way. I returned to Moreno Valley High in 2008-2009 as an AVID tutor. I strive to help students realize their potential and understand that not being proactive about their lives is a big mistake. When I graduate from Cal State San Bernardino in 2012, I want to be an AVID teacher. My ultimate goal is to take over from Mr. Stokes and be the next AVID coordinator at Moreno Valley High. And if I could have all of my family and my AVID family stand up, and I want to acknowledge you guys for who you are and what you mean to me. You guys truly don't understand how much you have helped me and pushed me even to this day. You guys will talk to me about anything I need help with. You will be there at 12 in the morning, Mr. Stokes. If I call you and say something, you'll answer me and call back if you don't get a response. I thank you, please. Miss V, that's you too. Miss V, where you at? Miss Marin, stand up. David Cortez, you too. Miss Magana, you as well. Candace, I see you over there. Nicholas Candace. Oh, sorry. Thank you. Oh, that was Brohammer, I'm sorry. Okay, the acronym AVID, Advancement via Individual Determination, has reigned true for me. I learned how to advance through my own determination, and AVID has taught me lifelong lessons that I will never forget. Thank you.